Hello, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to discuss more about SVN and Tortoise SVN. Okay, Visual SVN and Tortoise SVN. So here you are more clear about this. Visual SVN is a client, a server application, and Tortoise SVN is client. Okay. Yesterday I had some problem, right? So let me tell you what exactly happened. Okay. So let me delete this. Okay. So you saw how to create a repository in Visual SVN. So it is just right clicking and create new repository. Let me create one for you now for the second one. So you have to select your repository type, MQTT and project 2. This is the name of my repository, and I'm creating this. I'm not creating empty repository. I want this structure, branch, tag, and trunk. So I'm selecting single project repository. Okay. So here, as I said yesterday, here you have three options. Nobody has the access. That means if you select this option after creating the project, repository, no user will have access unless you provide it later. Okay, if you select this, all users have read write access, but I don't want to do that. And this is for custom permission, which I can add users. See, this is my user account I have created yesterday. So I am hitting OK, right? So now I can specify here what level of access I can give: read only, write, no access, etc. So I am giving read write access to this user and hitting OK. Okay, I am creating now. Finish. This is my project, my repository URL, right? I need to give this URL to my development team so that they will access this repository. Okay, fine. So I have the structure. Now what I have to do, I have to right click on this trunk and I have to copy URL. So that would be trunk's URL, right? I have to check out the code. For example, in this case, my trunk is empty. I don't have any files in this. Okay, there is no items to show in this view. So I have to check out empty first, and I'll add. This is for first time. Okay, so SVN checkout. So I copied it, so it would automatically come here. It will fail like yesterday. I'll tell you why it happens. See, it is failing. The main reason behind this is my domain name, which is ltsomnumber.cds.com, is not being resolved. So what I have to do is SVN checkout. Instead of my domain name, so as I told you, this is Office system, so their settings would apply here. I am hitting localhost. Localhost is my own server, my own machine. Okay, in your system it will work, don't worry. Okay, in my laptop the settings are somewhat different. So what I'm saying is here, uh, localhost. So this is just DNS resolution problem, not with SVN or Visual SVN. Okay, it will work on your laptop. Okay, I hit OK. I'm accepting this. So now it prompts for my username and password. I'm not saving this password for now because I want to log in with different users. In your system, you can save the authentication username and password forever. But for practice purpose, don't use that, because if you want to check different permissions for different users, then you won't get this pop-up again unless you delete your profile. Okay, I'm not saving this. Hit OK. Accept certificate. Okay. Okay. Now you see this .svn. This is hidden file. If you don't find this, you have to go to your folder options. you have to go to your folder options, view, and here you have to select this. Let me highlight this. Select this, show hidden folders and drivers, and uncheck these three. Okay, then it will show up. That is just a hidden folder, right? So all your configuration will be saved in here. Okay, these are all configuration uh, about information where your centralized repository is, etc., etc., will be saved here. So this is not part of code, and while deploying the code, your SVN, I mean your scripts will not recognize this folder. This is just for configuration. Okay, fine. I created repository. I have branch trunk and tag. Now I have checked it out. So my trunk is empty. Let me create one file. I'm creating this file, file1. So this is line 1. Okay, I'm saving this. Okay, see here, let me refresh. Adding a file to your trunk, okay, adding a file to your trunk or branch doesn't mean that it is in a trunk. See here, still I don't see any file here. Okay, so first what you have to do is, after adding any file, normally I added here as a one text file. Normally in real-time scenario it can be HTML files, Java files, any code related files. Okay, in that file the content would be your code, actual code. Okay, for example I'm using this text file. Okay, so I created one file. Now I have to add this file to SVN. Okay, so what I have to do is, I have to right click here and then I go to add and hit add. Okay, I added. Now refresh this. Just a moment. Okay, actually this icon should change. Um, yeah, it is already added because I have these options, right? It is already added, but here normally you get plus symbol blue in blue color. Okay, so earlier I didn't have these options. Okay, I'll create one more file and show you. Then you have to commit the file. So added a file. Okay, I am committing my file to the repository. Okay, so here one file added. You have to give a comment what changes you have made, so that later you can find uh, what changes had made at what revision. Okay, file with one line. Okay, here in the below pane here you can see all the files in that particular directory which you are trying to commit. Okay, so here we have only one file, that is why it is showing up file1. Okay, so um, now I am committing this. Okay, so I have to enter my username and password again because I didn't save. So what it is saying is adding. Whenever you commit, it shows everything, commit and checkout, what files are added, what are updated, all the things. See, whenever I created my trunk, right, uh, it will be version 1, revision number 1. Now I made some changes. Now it is showing revision 2. Okay, this one, revision 2. So each change will be saved with the revision number. Okay, Right. Now I'll refresh this. I have this file in my trunk. Okay. Okay. Normally, once it is in sync with this, it should show the green tick. But I'm not sure why it is not showing up. I installed the latest version of Tortoise SVM. Anyways, now this is how you commit this. Okay. So I create one more user and I'll check how that person will get that files from the trunk. Okay. So let me create one more user. Create user 2 and password. See, username and passwords are case sensitive. That means if you enter capital letters, it should be capital. If I give like this with capital J my username, I have to mention capital J everywhere. Okay, it doesn't take small j. So you have to be more specific while creating user accounts and passwords as well. Okay, I created this. See, now what happens is this repository has permissions only for J, but we don't have permissions for J2. Now let us check how it works. If I try to, try to check out the code as J2, what will happen? Let me create one more folder. Code 2. Now I try to check out. So checking out is getting the code from repository. I don't have any code. User J has already committed some code, and I want that code, and I'll update on that. So what happens is now I have to hit SVN checkout. Okay, I'm changing this. Okay, now I'm hitting okay. See, now what it is saying, unable to connect to the repository, access to this trunk, project to trunk forbidden. That means that user do not have any access to that particular trunk. So first of all, what I have to give is I have to go to properties of the trunk, and here I have to hit add, and from the list of users I have to select this particular user and give the access, what level of access I want to give. So I am giving read or write access to this user. Okay, now I am applying. Okay, now if I try the same as SVN checkout, see now, see here, this is what you have to notice, completed at revision 2. So actually whenever J committed the code, the revision number was 2. Now it is still 2 because there is no change from then to now, right? So I got all the files. Now let me make changes as this is line 2 by J2. Okay, so now I'm making some changes. I'm making some changes to the same file. I'm saving it. Now I don't need to add because this file is already added and I pulled it from my repository. So I don't need to add it anymore. So it is already added. So I just need to commit. So I'm committing the file. See now, earlier it was showing file added. Now it is showing modified. So now I am adding a comment, added line 2. Okay, I'll show you now what show logs show. Okay. Um, okay. I'm not saving authentication, that is why it is asking again and again. So let me commit it. Okay, I committed. Now it is version revision 3. Okay, so now let me check as J and see my what is my file. I don't have line 2, right? I don't have line 2. If I want to do any stuff, what I have to do is see, for example, I'm doing some modification in the same line. Okay, this is line 3, for example, by J. Okay, I'm saving it and committing it. But in repository, the file has already been changed by someone else, right? Please don't get confused. I have two users. One is J and one is J2. See here. So in my directory code, J is working, and in my directory code 2, J2 is working. Okay, remember that. So J2 has already added one file, one line on this file, this one, and committed. So the first person now trying to add one more file and save. So what happens if he wants to commit? Okay, we'll see. Modified line 2. Okay. Now what it is showing? Commit failed. The file1.txt is out of date. Okay, file trunk file1.txt is out of date. You have to update your working copy first. Working copy is nothing but your local repository, I mean local directory on your machine. Okay, so I have this option, update. One or more lines are conflicted because I am writing both the content on the same line. Okay, now I can see show logs. Just check. So in show log, what it is saying? This is from SVN, the first commit, and this is the second revision, and this is the third one. Okay, there is conflict, so we have to check the conflict. See here, now all the files got committed. Here I have different versions of files. This is my original file, what I modified. Okay, inside that, this came from revision 2, and this is from revision 3. So here for each I got one file. This is mine. Oh, this is mine. Whatever I am changing locally here is appearing here. This is revision number 2. Revision number 2. The first time J committed this. And this is revision number 3. Whatever changes made by J2. So conflict happened. So what is happening is in the same lines, two people are working on the same time and trying to commit. Conflicts happen. Okay, it might be your interview question. How do you resolve a conflict? Okay, so whenever two persons are working on the same lines of same file and both are trying to commit, conflicts happen. Now what you have to do is you have to resolve the conflict. First of all, you have to go to you have to right click on your file and go to Tortoise SVN and hit diff. Okay, it shows the differences. It shows the differences. Okay, so these are the differences I'm getting. So for now what I'll do is I'll edit conflict. In edit conflict, it shows both the changes. I mean, here, see here, I'll highlight this. Theirs. That means other people. Now I logged in as a J, so J2 is other people for me. So others file is this at revision 3. Okay, and my file is this. So actually enter is also taken as a separate line. So what I have to do is I have to either keep mine or there. That is one solution. Okay, first of all let me show you this. What this is saying is whatever is in red is different. So what here if I right click this, use this text block, that means it removes everything that was modified by other person and keeps this. Use this all and use text block from mine before there. Use text block from mine after uh, there before mine. So if I hit this, the output would be like this. So I mark this as resolved. Okay. So now I got only one file. Let me open this file. What happens? Actually, this came extra because the enter is also taken as a separate line. That is just because of the editors I use, but in real case you don't find that. So what happened? My line came below that, below the above change. That is how you resolve conflicts. And I'll show you one more thing. So I'm editing something like this, line 3, but I want this as 3. Okay, I'm saving this. So after writing some code in your local machine, something happened and you want to check what changes you have made so far. So what you will do is right click on the file and go to Tortoise SVN and check diff. Okay, now it says whatever you are saying, the first line is in white, right? So that means there is no change, and second line is also equal symbol, right? So there is no change. It is only showing in yellow because I have hit enter button here, enter here. So enter is taken as a separate character, this one. So it is showing, you can ignore that. And in the third line it says it is added, but whatever changes you make, it shows it is added. So this is working base and working copy. Working copy is what you are working on it but not committed yet. Okay, working base is already committed. See here, it has revision 3. So you can check here if you don't want any code. Normally here you are seeing here only one line, but in real time you have hundreds of lines with code. So if you want to check, it is very difficult. Normally what developers do is they write their code in their local machine and uh, they test that code whether it is working or not. If it is not working, they'll simply go to diff, and if they want to compare that with previous version, they will check in this console. You got my point, right? Please let me know if you don't understand or stuck anywhere. Okay, ping me or speak out. Okay, fine. This is what the difference of this I mean diff. So here is diff. Let me explain you this. uh, diff with previous version, or before that you may have some more versions, so you can um, check with those versions as well. So I think I have not committed this. Let me commit once. Commit modified. Okay. Okay. Now I will get revision 4. Yes. Now I will show you. Now I committed this file, and now instead of letters I gave number here and save. Now it would be more clear for you. Earlier I didn't commit it, so I made the changes and I got diff. See here, now it is clearly showing what I have changed. First two lines are not changed, right? And the third line I changed the word 3 and replaced it with number. So whenever you make changes in local copy, you have to notice this. This is revision 4 and this is working copy. So whatever there in SVN repository is THRE3, but here it is number, right? So after checking this, if there is any changes I have to make, if I can compare this and I can edit my file. Is that clear? So what we have done so far is how to resolve the conflict if two people are working on the same line of the same file. Okay, we just right click, and go to edit conflict, and we can put the code block below or above the other person's commit, and then we uh, mark as resolved. Okay, that is how. And here we use diff to compare the committed code and my working copy. You have to use these terms, working copy, because whenever you are working in your office, right, they'll just tell you working copy, and you should not be in panic when they say working copy. Working copy is nothing but the code which you checked out to your local system and working. Okay, right. So now we'll see a few more options. Right click, show log. Show log is nothing but it's nothing but a log which shows all the revision numbers at what time, who committed the revisions. Let me show you. See here, the symbols plus indicates. Normally, these symbols show up in these files as well, but somehow it's not working. Maybe it was disabled. So whenever you add a file, it shows the plus symbol here, and the first one was added by Visual SVN server, which is the empty repository. See here, initial structure is the comment, right? And then Jay has done some changes. This is the comment I have given. So you have to more specific about the comments, because um, after committing, sometimes what happens is in real time you have a revision number 20,000, 30,000. Okay, at that point you cannot understand actually what changes you have made at that revision number. So please make a habit of adding proper comment on this, and tell others the same. If developers are working, tell them that to add the correct comment for that. Okay, so at revision number 2, see here, this number is revision number. Revision number 2, Jay has added one file. See here, action added. Here it says J added, and then J2 J2 has modified the file, added line 2, and again J modified this. So I didn't give proper comment here, that is why it says modified. Okay, this is how it happens. If you want to revert that, okay, here you have the option revert to this revision number. If I hit this, revert, could not merge file because there are conflicts. Okay, there are conflicts. Edit conflicts. So these are conflicts, right? So what I have to do is use this block, not mine. Actually, I want to use this. Use this. Use this text box. Marcus. Just a moment. There were conflicts. Let me check once again. Revert to this revision. That means what happens is whatever the changes I made, it will go back to this particular revision. So I'm hitting this. Whenever I hit this, see, changes into conflict code. Okay. What happened is there are conflicts. Let us resolve those conflicts, because it modifies the files here. So these are the conflicts, and I'll say these two files are added now, but I don't want these two files. In that revision I don't have any. So mark as resolved, save, resolve. Just a moment. So let me use the same thing here. Code block, mark as resolved. Because this is the first file we committed, right? So this one is the revision number 1 which I got. Earlier I had only this line, right? Earlier I had only this line, so it came here. But I wanted to keep these lines as well, these 3 lines as well. So I got the earlier code and this. Now I will check what to keep and what not, and I will commit that. Okay, so let me do it here, and now I am committing this. Okay, now it is revision number 5. Now we will see show log again. Show log. Now it shows the latest change as well. Okay, so now we will see one more thing. Oh, this is code 2, right? So this file has 4 lines which I committed just now, and for user code 2 that file only has 2 lines. Okay, and if I update this, we'll see what happens. I'm taking update, I'm not committing or checking out. I'm updating because I already have that file. Okay, so get the latest updates from my trunk. I have to hit SVN. Now I may get conflicts here as well. No conflicts. It got updated. Now I have all the 4 lines. Okay, this is how you use this, and you can add any number of files to this particular trunk, so that you can use it. Normally you use build scripts. We are going to have that session in Ant, so that we commit actual build files which you want to you use to deploy that code. Okay, we have also sample project we will see in later classes. Okay, so here SVN repository is to save your code and other files in a centralized repository, so that uh, multiple developers or people will work on the same time, and they commit the code without having any overwriting and stuff. Okay, without losing any data. Now, as I said yesterday, after working on after working on trunk for few days, you have to create a branch. So for example, my work is done in trunk. I have completed my coding, and now what I will do is I will create a branch from this. So how to create a branch? See this. Right click on this folder, Tortoise SVN, and branch or tag. So now I'm creating a branch. Right. My path would be here. So I'm creating SJ2. Okay. This is my trunk. Now what I have to do is I have to select my branch. Where's my branch? So okay, let me write it. Actually it should show up here. Branches. This is what you have to do. Branches. Okay, see the path of the branch. I just replace branch instead of trunk. And now I'll give this is a branch of trunk in project 2. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are creating the branch at revision number 5. Remember this, revision number 5. So whatever changes we have made till now will uh, reflect on branches. Okay, I'm creating the branch. Access denied to branch. Okay, why? I did not give any access to this user for this branch. So J only has this, but I logged in as J2. I have to give this. So these are the errors you have to more specific about. Okay, it gives every error. Let's see, for example, let us check the error first. Let me remove user for now, and let me try to create that branch again. Okay, actually here it should show up because I don't have permission. That is why I think it is not showing. Now it is not showing anything, right? So I'll manually write the name of the branch, name branches, and this is from trunk. Anyway, so I hit OK. What it is saying, access to this forbidden. It is clear, access forbidden. That means you don't have access. That user do not have access. Remember that. So what I have to do now, I have to provide access. So you can notice this, right? Let me add one user. Add. J2, okay, read write, apply, okay. Now I try to do the same thing, create branch. Now let us check if I am able to see that. J2, it is still not showing up. I don't know. Let us check here, branches from trunk. Okay, branch already exists. So that branch is already exist. So it is not creating any branch right now. Okay. So the name branches is for branch. Now what I will do is I'll create a new branch with different name. Okay. Normally that is how you do. Um, we selected this structure, right? Let me show you. Uh, we selected single project, right? If you select the recommended one empty project, you have to give the branch name. So now I'm not using these branches. I'll show you how to give a create a different branch with different name. Okay, so here what I'll do is, otherwise you can give any name, test branch like this, so it would be created. But now what I'm going to do is branches and test. Test is directly inside the branch, so I don't need to create any branch now. I'm creating inside that. Let us check what happens. Working copy remains the previous path. If you want your next changes to be committed to the copy or branch you have created, then you can switch to working copy over the URL. Use switch URL. Okay. So now we will check. We will refresh this. We will check. We have test folder and my file. So I have this branch and I have test. I have created test and file name 1. If you don't have branch, you can directly give the name. It doesn't matter. It is not mandatory to create a directory inside a branch. Okay, that is your wish how you use it. Okay, now people from other team may work on this, and at some point of time they will merge back to file 1. Okay, we will discuss that merge tomorrow, and SVN CLI as well, command line interface. So till now I want you to install these applications on your laptop and practice that. Okay, please let me know if you have any doubts up to here so that I can clear. Oh, Prakash, you want SVN URL for download URL you are requesting for? Hello. See, if you want to have URL for this branch, you can right click and copy this. That is it. If you want for download URL, you can simply get it from here. Download.svn, and you can download here. Okay, I pasted the link for download. Depends on your bit structure, whether it is 32-bit or 64. You can install your uh, version. Okay. Anybody has doubts, questions, please let me know. I want you to practice till now so that you can understand how it is working. And tomorrow we are going to see a few more things in Tortoise SVN, how it works, and then we'll go for other CLI client for SVN, which is used for only with commands. Okay. Please ping me if you have any doubts. Thanks for your time. Bye.